All right, now we are getting into the portion of increasing the difference between your income and your required spending, or what we call survival minimum. In this particular section, we'll focus on eliminating debt, because this is how you decrease the survival minimum and how you learn to keep it from controlling you. And the best way I've found to eliminate debt is what is called the snowball debt elimination method. This is the method I have personally used to eliminate all my debts, with the exception of my mortgage. This is the method I use to go from living month to month to having a buffer of over $1,500 each month. So, how does the snowball method work? Well, by now you have taken an accounting of your expenses and you know where your money goes. By now, you should have identified each one of your debts and should know how much money goes into each debt each month. Now the next step is to list each one of your debts. You must list how much you are required to pay each month and also write down the balance left for each one of those debts. You will then arrange these debts in a manner so that they are incremental in how much you have left to pay. Basically, from the debt that will be paid off the soonest to the one that will be paid off in the longest. In this example, debt 1 will be paid off in 2 months, and debt 4 will be paid off in years. Now, your snowball template is in place, and the first thing you do is to kill off the soonest debt, the first one. Normally, this will be done with patience when that debt is paid month to month. Personally, if that first debt is to be paid off soon, meaning a couple months as shown here, I will personally sacrifice a few luxuries and aim to pay it off even sooner. Now this is just a temporary sacrifice, because the moment debt number 1 is paid off, the payment that would have otherwise gone to debt number 1 is rolled over to debt number 2. And in this example shown, you see that your payments for debt number 2 went from $50 to $250. And whereas debt number 2 would have taken you almost 2 years to pay off, now it is paid off in 6 months. And after that's done, the process repeats for debt number 3. And you quickly see how you are taking years off your debt by utilizing the payments you are already making. This momentum will allow you to kill off all your debt extremely fast and increase the size of the difference between your income and your survival minimum. Having been one who has tried this method, my main piece of advice when applying it is this. It requires discipline. The discipline to not gain more debt as your debts are paid off. And this can be difficult for individuals and families, but the rewards are wonderful. The peace and freedom you'll enjoy will leave you feeling grateful, not to mention the level of personal growth that you'll gain during this process. But wait a minute, eventually you have to spend money, right? For a new couch, a new appliance, a new car, etc. It's very true. Expenses do come. And here's how to ensure you'll never be in debt again. You save a good portion of the money that was once used to pay off your debts and accumulate it towards your next expense, so that the next time you need to pay off a new couch or a new appliance, even a new car, you already have the money you need to keep your debts low or non-existent. And you might even find that vendors are very willing to lower the price of the item for a one-time complete payment instead of giving it to you on credit. After all, no one wants to give things on credit. This right here is an image of the snowball debt elimination template created for you and is included with the course. Modify as you see fit, but be sure to use it and work to eliminate your debts and start to gain momentum and more financial freedom. Now, when we first started this finance section, we discussed the importance of the gap or the difference between your income and your survival minimum. To restate, that difference is extremely important in giving you peace of mind, providing you a safety net in the event you lose your job, and giving you the freedom to explore other career options without a huge financial barrier. In short, the larger the difference between your income and your survival minimum, the more peace and freedom you'll enjoy. Now that we have reached the end of this section, here are the expectations. Before you move on, figure out where your money is going. Remember, you need facts, not guesses. Then, figure out your current survival minimum. And lastly, start using the snowball debt elimination method to get rid of your debts and increase the difference between your income and your survival minimum. Because this is how you overcome that mindset of, I can't afford to lose my job. This is how you become the master of your career. And after you completed this, move on to the next section. I'll see you there.